Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This amendment prohibits the EPA from using funds for actions pursuant to Section 115 of the Clean Air Act. Now, to be clear, Section 115 of the Clean Air Act allows the EPA to mandate state emission levels to whatever level the agency deems appropriate if they find U.S. emissions endanger a foreign nation and the endangered nation has a reciprocal agreement to prevent or control these emissions in their own nation, such as the Paris Climate Accord. This backdoor provision allows the EPA to vastly expand its regulatory authority and encroach on the right of the states to regulate their own energy sectors based on the actions solely of a foreign nation. It is irresponsible to allow unelected bureaucrats at the EPA to retain the ability to seize such expansive authority. If the U.S. government wants to pursue such a policy, one that, in my opinion, is constitutionally suspect, but it should be done through an explicit congressional delegation of authority on a case-by-case basis. Now, a similar amendment has passed the House during previous interior and environmental appropriations packages. I urge adoption, and I reserve the balance.
Gentleman reserves. Gentlelady from Maine is recognized. For what purposes, gentlelady from Maine?
I rise in opposition to this amendment. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Section 115 of the Clean Air Act is essential. It enables the United States to work with other nations to address transboundary air pollution. As we saw last year, while Canada was experiencing historic wildfires, that pollution knows no boundaries and can travel anywhere, whether by air or water. We cannot address these environmental issues on our own, and we must work with other nations. Prohibiting the EPA from implementing Section 115 of the Clear Act is short-sighted, and I oppose this amendment. I reserve.
Gentlelady reserves. Gentleman from Pennsylvania is recognized.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I certainly agree that we need to work with other nations and our neighbors, everybody around the globe. We're living on the same planet, breathing the same air, drinking the same water. But the United States is a sovereign nation, and we don't bow to any other sovereign, let alone take their word for it or have them impose regulations on them as they deem fit, as they see fit. And so that's what Section 115 would allow. It allows a backdoor access to doing so through a reciprocal agreement, not even a treaty, such as the Paris Climate Accord. That is the issue here. An agreement that an administration may take that not this body, not the body across the building, not the American people are signatories to. That is the purpose of this amendment. And as I said, Mr. Chairman, in the past, this amendment has been accepted on this very bill and this very same amendment. And so I would urge adoption once again this time.
Does the gentleman reserve?
I reserve.
Gentlelady from Maine is recognized.
I reserve.
Gentlelady reserves.
I'm prepared to close if the gentlelady is prepared to close.
The gentleman is recognized.
Once again, this is just common sense. I don't know that it was written back a long time ago when Section 115 was written with the idea that the Paris Climate Accord, not a treaty, but with the force of a treaty, would occur. But in the case that it is, and that has now happened, we must make sure that we speak loudly and that any regulations and any regulatory authority come through the elected bodies of the United States of America, not through bureaucracies and certainly not through would-be treaties or agreements from foreign countries. I urge adoption. I yield the balance.
Gentleman yields back. The gentlelady from Maine.
I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back.